Hello and welcome back to my series where I go through all Zombicide's fantasies character. Today we are going back to the last character from Zombicide's Wulfesberg, which is an expansion to Black Plague. And we are going to be talking about Theo, who is again moving back to the idea of movement is very important for them because of the zombies involving in this set. So his first skill is sprint, which is actually very easy to explain. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Which basically says that once per turn he can move up to 3 moves with his skill, which is actually much better than jump in certain ways because you can clear more distance. But of course, as soon as you enter a zone with a zombie, the skill ends. So it's good at closing the gaps and getting around the map really fast, but it's not good. But unlike jump, where you can jump over the zombies, you cannot get through hordes of zombies with this. So what kind of character is he else instead of just movement? Well, if you look at his armor slot, where he normally only can wear armor, he actually have a sword there, which makes you think that he's a sword character, but he can actually go down 2 different routes, just like Morrigan could. That he can go down a round of melee or a round of range. So, what do I mean? Well, in orange level he get +1 die melee. So, like if we take the sword, that says normally he has used 2 dice. If you take this skills, he will get 3 dice, making it very easier to hit and much more desperate in melee. And if you go him ranged with bows and crossbows, when you roll die and let's say you roll normally a 4, you will have to +1 to it, so it's a 5. And then so when he gets to orange level, you pretty much have to decide which route you're going down with. In red level he get 1 free combat action, which works with both range and melee, and technically also casting. But if you're playing him as a melee character, charge is another skill that makes him get into combat really fast, because if you can see like a zombie, he's allowed to move 2 spaces and end the movement. So it's kind of like a weaker version of Bloodlust. Now, if you go range, marksman is actually really interesting, because it allows him, let's say that he has a bow that does 1 damage, you can actually target whichever zombie, ignoring the target priority, and hit that zombie instead of hitting whatever you don't want to hit. Like it's a good way to get rid of dangerous zombies like the wolf, the necromancers, the runners, while still being in a safe distance. And so while he's on one of the characters I don't use very much, again, Wulfesberg has a tendency to only use Morrigan. I really think it's a good way to get a character that can go down 2 routes that it's actually pretty interesting, depending on what you find in the vaults, in the searching and everything. And yeah, that's, as you can see, as he's look exactly as his picture in his model, where he has a bow on his back and a sword ready to swing. I think he's in the category of basically multi-classing if you're playing a lot of D&D, but also in the class of getting around and fixing the objective because of his level blue skill. And yeah, that was my video about Theo. I didn't have much to talk about of him, because again, of all the characters of Zombicide Wulfesberg, I tend to only play Morrigan. But I do think that the 3 of them, each of them has their own specialty that really works well if you like to mix and match. So even though I like Morrigan, some people might like Theo more than they like Morrigan. But it's completely up to yourself. Now personally, I think Wolfenberg has been a very interesting expansion to go through and explain, because I actually realized there are different ways of classes in this compared to the base game, where they are more focusing on going down a certain route. They are focusing more about going down different routes. So that was my review of Theo, the sprinter of Zombicide Wolfenberg. I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a nice day.